welcome back to Featured Elements. My name is Dave. Today we're going to be putting in a 3-inch conduit for our electrical service. Hopefully that goes smoothly without any trouble, and then if we ever have any problem with the line, we can pull it back out and put a new one in. So let's get started. So today what we're working on is meter box. Big old box. Big old box. And it's got some stuff in the way, ground rod and whatnot dropped down here. So we're going to have to kind of aim our conduit down here, and I'm going to run a trench run conduit out to the end of the building. It should be pretty cut and dried. You know, we'll bend the tubing with a little heat. It's 3-inch PVC, so just a little bit of warmth on it, we should be able to form it to kind of make an offset here and get it down to where we need it. So let's get busy and see if we can get this done. I gotta shovel a little bit of this rock out of the way. So there's our ground rod right down there. Right down here's our ground rod. So we're going to try to run this down, make a bend this way, and make a bend this way, and run this thing right up beside it. I hope, just to make a nice clean installation here. Fire up the trencher and we'll get started. So I've got most of the gravel scraped back here, at least the best I can. Try to keep as much dirt out of it as possible. That way it saves me from having to have more trucked in and end up with a big muddy mess. So just trying to save a few bucks, you know how it goes. So what I did learn the hard way on my first bend was that you want to heat a little more on the back and the sides instead of on the inside of the curve. So you want to kind of heat the back side or the outside of the curve a little more than the sides. Seems to work out better and you don't end up with that bump of a pucker there in the middle. got you aimed up. Now, if I'd thought a little bit more about where I was putting that ground rod, I wouldn't have had to do all this bending and whatnot. You got that glue from the cord? Okay. I've found by making my bends first and then cutting my pipe afterwards, it makes it a lot easier to get it lined up and the right length there than trying to calculate bending the tape measure and all that kind of thing. Now let's see if this thing's going to fit, or if I'm going to end up having to bend another piece of pipe and try to figure it all out all over again. But if it fits, then I'll glue the bushing up that goes into the meter base, and then get it ready to put the elbow on, get that all glued up, and then we'll start putting pipe together. Hopefully it all fits. You can see by the way the meter base is laid out why I had to kind of cross over there to come up on the left side instead of right underneath the thing. It just wasn't enough room to get the two different leads in for the box, because I've got two panels inside, two 200 amp panels inside. So there just wasn't enough room for everything to go right underneath the meter base itself. So the main reason I'm putting all this in conduit is I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this side of the barn. If I'm going to end up putting concrete in here, or just gravel, or if there'll be something sitting here. And so I thought, well, this just for a couple $100, this would be
you know, kind of a nice idea to have this all plumbed in conduit, but, you know, once I got it done, I'm not sure it was really that big a deal. Probably just could have had them, you know, run it all the way up. The other thing was is that I wanted to cut the trench at least this far because I did have um, my propane line runs maybe 3 feet over, and then there's another electrical line for like a temporary service out by the large rocks there on the right of the screen, or the right of your picture. And so, you know, did have some other utilities running through there, and just felt like it was a smart thing to do, but hindsight, it was probably just kind of a waste of time and money. But anyway, it's done now, and that's all that matters. Man, the old sticky stuff's drying quick. You can't hardly get this stuff on both sides of the pipe and get the pipe together before it starts setting up. I was afraid I was going to end up uh, cutting pipe off just to be able to get them glued back together.
So that's where we're going to leave off for this week. Hopefully that helps the utility company not have to dig up so much of the property to get the line put in, and if we ever have a problem, hopefully that'll make it simpler to replace. And time will tell. You know, hopefully it's something that we never have to use, but if we do, it's there. May have been a waste of a day and $200 or $300, but I think it's worth the risk. So hope to see you guys back next week. It's been a while since we put out any videos. If you enjoy this kind of thing, hit that thumbs up button or subscribe, and look forward to seeing you back here next week. Thanks.